silence of mediocrity to disperse expansive, game-changing marketing wisdom. This is the Jeff Payne Show.
Reaching for a higher place than we can reach alone. Get up, get in, it's time to win. This is a Jeff Payne Show.
Here's a question that should keep every business owner up at night. When your ideal customer asks an AI assistant about the problem your company solves, does your brand get mentioned, or does your competitors? Because here's what's happening right now in real time, whether you're paying attention or not. The way people find businesses has fundamentally changed. Google now answers questions before showing websites. ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Copilot are replacing search for millions of people every single day. And the companies showing up in those AI-generated answers, they're not just getting seen, they're winning. One study found that brands cited in AI overviews earns 35% more organic clicks, 91% more paid clicks. The citation economy is here. And if your website isn't built to earn citations, you are invisible. Today we're going to fix that. I'm Jeff Payne. This is the Jeff Payne Show. You're listening to episode number 4. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the strategic framework that connects your organic search rankings, your AI visibility, and one underestimated tactic that most companies are completely ignoring: internal linking. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to do and exactly what to demand from your team. Let's go. Let me give you the data first, because I want you to feel the urgency here. Seer Interactive ran a massive study, 3,119 informational search queries, 42 organizations, 25 million impressions, tracked between 2024 and 2025. Their finding, for queries where Google's AI overview appeared, organic click-through rates dropped 61%. Paid click-through rates dropped 68%. Let me say that again, 61%. If your website was getting 1,000 clicks a month from search, that traffic could be cut nearly in half. Not because you did anything wrong, not because a competitor outranked you, but because Google is now answering the question before the user ever gets to your site. That is the new reality. But here's where it gets interesting. And this is the part that changes everything. The same study found that brands cited inside those AI overviews earned 35% more organic clicks and 91% more paid clicks than brands that weren't cited. Think about what that means. There are now two classes of companies in search: companies that get cited and companies that are invisible. And the gap between them is widening every single quarter. Now, the question every business owner should be asking is, what determines who gets cited? This is what the entire episode that I'm talking about is going to help you understand. Here's where a lot of companies get this wrong. And I don't want you to making this mistake. Many people assume if I rank number 1 on Google, the AI will cite me. And for a while, that was mostly true. Research from mid-2025 showed that about 76% of pages cited in Google's AI overviews also ranked in the top 10 organic results for the same query. But by early 2026, that number dropped to somewhere between 17 to 38%. Depending on the data source, Google's AI systems has become more sophisticated. It's not just pulling from the top organic result anymore. It's evaluating your content differently, which I'll explain in a moment. But first, I need to separate Google AI overviews from the other AI platforms because they behave very differently, and your strategy needs to account for both. For Google AI overviews, organic ranking still matters enormously. Across nearly 400,000 keyword studies, 94% showed at least one overlap between AI overview citations and the top 20 organic results. Organic ranking is still the foundation. It's just no longer the whole building. But ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Microsoft Copilot, these operate by completely different rules. Only 12% of the pages they cite even rank in Google's top 10. And 80% of their citations don't appear anywhere in Google's top 100 results for the same query. Read that again, 80%. So you have two different games being played simultaneous. Game one is Google, where organic rankings are your primary lever. Game two is the open AI ecosystem, where something else is driving citation decisions. And the answer to both games, the thing that wins both, is what I call topical authority. Let me explain what that actually means. Most executives have heard the phrase, content is king. I'd like to retire that phrase. Content without authority is just noise. There's an estimated 200,000 words published on the internet per second. Being king of noise is not a competitive advantage. What actually matters, what Google is increasingly measuring, and what AI citation systems are rewarding is topical authority. And I want to give you a precise definition, not a buzzword. Topical authority is the degree to which your website comprehensively and credibly covers a subject area, not just one keyword, not just one page, but an interconnected body of content that signals to search engines and AI systems that your site is the authoritative source on a topic. Think about it from the AI's perspective for a second. If someone asks an AI, what should I be looking for when hiring a security firm or a cybersecurity firm? The AI needs to decide which source to cite. It's going to lean towards the website that has deep interconnected content on cybersecurity, not a company that published one blog post 2 years ago. Here's the other reason topical authority is now critical. Google's AI process involves something called query fan-out. When someone searches for something, Google's AI breaks that search down into multiple related subqueries and evaluates your content against all of them simultaneously. This means ranking for one keyword isn't enough anymore. If you want AI visibility, you need to cover a topic broadly and deeply from multiple angles across multiple pages, all connected in a way that signals expertise. And this is precisely where internal linking becomes a business critical strategy, not just an SEO tactic. I want you to think about your website like a stock portfolio. Every page on your site is an asset. Some of those assets are performing. They're ranking, they're getting traffic, they're generating authority. Some are dormant, indexed, technically live, but not producing anything. And some are actually dragging down the rest of your portfolio. In a well-managed portfolio, you rebalance. You take capital from underperforming positions and redirect it to positions with higher potential. You make active decisions about allocation. Internal linking is how you rebalance your digital portfolio. Here's the mechanics. When a page on your site ranks well and earns trust, I should say traffic, it builds what we call page authority, a measure of how much Google trusts and values that page. When that authoritative page links to another page on your site, it passes some of that earned authority to the destination. It's a vote of confidence from a credible source. But here's the mistake almost every company makes. They link pages together randomly, or worse, they let an automated tool do it without any strategy. They assume that internal links are free value. However, they're not. Think of every link as $1 in your budget. If you've got 50 links on a page, each one is getting a fraction of a cent. You've spread your investment so thin that nothing moves. But if you've got 5 strategic links, each one carries real weight. And here's the other half of it. Pages that aren't ranking yet can't pass authority. They don't have. You can't write checks from an empty account. If your blog posts aren't ranking, their links to your service pages are nearly worthless. You need to build the account balance first. So the strategy is sequential. You find your pages that are ranking and getting traffic, your productive assets. You use those pages, internal links deliberately, pointing them at the next pages you want to rank. You watch those pages climb, then you use those pages to boost the next tier. It compounds exactly like interest. And here's the payoff. As more of your pages rank across a topic, you're building topical authority, which means Google's AI starts treating your site as a subject matter hub, which means your citation probability goes way up, not just for one query, but across the entire topic cluster. This is how organic rankings and AI citations connect. Internal linking is the mechanism that ties them together. Every serious investor reviews their portfolio. If you're active, you do it monthly, quarterly at a minimum. Your website requires the same discipline. At least once a month, someone on your team needs to answer these 3 questions. Question 1, which one of our pages are currently ranking and getting traffic? These are your productive assets. You need to know exactly which pages they are. Question 2, where are those pages linking on your own site right now? This is your current capital allocation. Is it strategic or is it random? Is it pointing towards your highest priority conversion pages, or is it spreading thin across dozens of destinations? Question 3, which pages are close to ranking but not there yet? This is where your biggest short-term opportunity lives, and I'll show you how to find them in a minute. This monthly review doesn't need to take your entire day. It needs 2 things, discipline and the right tool. The tool is Google Search Console, and it's free. It's already tracking your site. And if your team isn't using it actively, stop everything and fix that today. One more thing to watch in your monthly review, topical coverage gaps. Look at the topics your best competitors are ranking for. Look at the sub-questions your target customers are asking. If there are topic clusters where you have 0 content, 0 pages, 0 presence, those are gaps that both Google and AI citation systems will notice. Filling them and linking them strategically into your existing content is how you systematically expand your topical authority over time. This is one of my favorite things to share because it's actionable today. 0 new content required and 0 new budget. Open Google Search Console, go to the performance section, click on pages. Now filter the results to show you pages currently ranking between positions number 6 through position number 15. This is your striking distance list. Why does that range matter? Because Google's top 5 results capture the overwhelming majority of clicks, position 6 through 15. You're essentially invisible to most users, but, and this is the strategic opportunity, those pages have already proven relevance to Google. Google has already decided your content is legitimate for that topic. It just doesn't trust it quite enough yet to put it in the top 5. What do they need? A modest authority boost, a strategic internal link from one of your already ranking pages, a page that Google already trusts. You find the logical connection between one of your established traffic-generating pages and a striking distance page. You add in context, natural link, not forced, not spammy, just genuinely helpful navigation. And then you watch over the next 2 to 4 weeks. I've seen this move a page from position 9 to position 3. That's the difference between almost no clicks and significant traffic for no new content spend whatsoever. And here's why this matters in the context of everything we've discussed. The more of your pages you can move into the top 5, the stronger your topical authority signal becomes, and the higher your probability of being cited in AI overviews for related queries. Every striking distance page you unlock is a compounding win. Organic traffic and AI citation probability, both going up. This is the kind of leverage that makes a CFO very happy. All right, executive briefing time. Here's exactly what you take out of this episode and put into action. If you're delegating this to your marketing team or agency, here's what you demand. Demand number 1, a monthly performance report, not vanity metrics, not impressions, not we published 12 posts. You want to see which pages are ranking, which are getting clicks, and what the trend looks like month over month. If they can't produce this in 10 minutes using Search Console, that's a problem. Demand number 2, a documented internal linking strategy, not automated, not random, a written map of which high-performing pages are linking to which growth pages and why. If your team can't explain the logic between your internal links, there is no logic. That's money being left on the table. Demand number 3, a striking distance report, reviewed monthly, every month. What are your pages sitting between position 6 and 15? What is the plan to move them into the top 5? This is your short-term pipeline. Treat it like a sales pipeline because that's exactly what it is. Demand number 4, a topical authority audit, preferably quarterly. What topics do you want to own? What topic clusters do your best pages cover? What are the gaps, the sub-questions, the adjacent topics, the related searches, where you have no presence? These gaps are costing you organic rankings and AI citations. Demand number 5, AI citation tracking. This is newer territory, but it's becoming essential. Are your pages being cited in Google AI overviews? Is your brand mentioned in ChatGPT or Perplexity? Responses to your core topics? If nobody on your team is tracking this, you're flying blind in the most important new arena in digital marketing. And one bonus item, for those of you with video content, new research from Ahrefs shows that YouTube presence, specifically being mentioned in video titles, transcripts, and descriptions, is the single strongest correlating factor with AI overview visibility they found across 75,000 brands. That's powerful. If you're creating video content and not optimizing it for the AI citation ecosystem, you're leaving a significant lever unpulled. Let me bring this all together. We are living through a structural shift in how people find information, and by extension, how they find businesses. AI is not a trend. It is the new infrastructure of discovery. The companies that will win the next decade are the ones that understand this now. Organic search rankings are not the finish line anymore. They are the foundation. On top of that foundation, you build topical authority, deep, interconnected, strategically linked content that signals to both Google and AI systems that you are the definitive source on your subject. And the mechanism that connects all of it, the active management layer that most companies completely ignore, is internal linking. Done strategically, reviewed monthly, treated like the capital allocation decision it actually is. Here's the simple truth. If AI can't find you, your customers won't either. And the window to get this right before your competitors do is open right now, but it won't stay open forever. So here's your homework. This week, open Google Search Console, find your striking distance pages, the ones sitting between position 6 and 15. Identify one strong traffic generating page that could logically link to one of those striking distance pages, add that link and start watching what happens. That's one action, less than an hour of work, and it can move the needle on your revenue within a month. If this episode hit home, share it with your CEO, your CMO, your marketing director, your agency lead, and come find me at jeffpayne.net. This is exactly the kind of conversation I want to keep having. I'm Jeff Payne. Keep building, keep growing, and stay strategic. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to The Jeff Payne Show.
Find the complete archives of all episodes at jeffpayne.net or subscribe for free at Apple Podcasts and never miss an episode.
This program is copyrighted by Jeff Payne Incorporated. All rights reserved.
Each week we bring you a message of inspiration and hope, remembering that true hope is available to all through Jesus Christ.